Welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest news. Coming up on today's episode, is Murillo leaving in January for places abroad? Koleosho linked to Forest amongst other clubs. Jimenez, remember him? He's out injured. And Newcastle favours Sane over Elanga. All this and plenty more coming up today on your latest Forest news. Let's get into it. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your latest Forest transfer news. Yes, there's a lot of transfer rumors and articles and everything going on today, so we need to get you guys up to speed. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And by the way, tonight I'll be on Loaded Mag. I'll leave the link in the community tab later on, where I'm taking on Adam the Brighton fan because they're irrelevant and I need to remind him why. So make sure you check that out. And before we get started, I need you guys' help. So if everyone could take a quick second and help us out on MECARREIRA, because right now the MECARREIRA market is bouncing, everything is up, and I want to invest some more money in it. For those of you who don't know, this is like a stock market but with football players, so laymen like me can understand it and invest easily. And right now I'm invested, in case you guys are wondering, in Saka and of course our boy Anderson, and as you can see, both of those are up, and Anderson's up a lot as well, money incoming. But where I need your help is with Morgan Gibbs White, because I want to invest in him, and for him to get on the market he needs 100 votes. So if you guys could scan that QR code down there or click on the link that's pinned in the comment, all you gotta do is go to MECARREIRA, sign up, go to vote, and as you can see here, Morgan Gibbs White is on 67 votes. Need to get him up to 100. So if you guys could help me out so that I can make money, and then if you guys want to invest in him, you can as well. Simply scan the QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. Okay, let's get into the news and let's kick this off with the Murillo story. Okay, so on this Murillo story, I mean, we've seen it all summer, and is it surprising the links he's had to Premier League clubs like Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester United, Spurs? They've all pretty much been linked. But now it's the turn of the Spanish giants Real Madrid to step up and show their interest, because there's an article come out today in HITC that's talking about this, and not just this, scarily enough, it's not for the summer, this would be for the January transfer window. Now, Real Madrid are looking to bolster up their defensive line in 2025, and they have a shortlist of Murillo, they have Branthwaite, and they've also got the likes of Saliba on there from Arsenal. But they believe the most realistic, obtainable one on that shortlist would be Murillo. With him, of course, being Brazilian, that's an easy transition for him from a native perspective, from a cultural perspective, etc. And this is what they had to say in the article. So the 11 million signing from Corinthians in Brazil, Murillo perhaps has been the most inspired bit of business from Forest have completed since their return to the Premier League. A fine defender, but also an outstanding ball progressor. I agree. He possesses the passing range and technical qualities even top clubs, every top club are looking for. La Liga leaders Barca and German giants Bayern Munich are also watching closely too. The latter still in the market for defenders after failing to agree a deal for Tar from Leverkusen in the summer. And they go on to talk about how good Murillo is. I mean, we already know that. Now, is this one realistic? My gut feeling says I would be surprised if Forest let him go in January. The only way I could see that happening is when they come to do the books and realize maybe that we're behind on PSR, then there may need to be a selling of a player. But that would not necessitate it's Murillo. Now, by the way, I don't think we're anywhere near PSR limits this year. I think we've done our business correctly. The stuff with Lacademos going to Newcastle and everything, I think that's resolved it without an issue. I think it would take a monumental offer, especially in January, where clubs don't like to make sales on players of their first team because they don't want to then disrupt where they are in the Premier League. And there's a huge tariff put on the prices. If this were to happen in January, If it's below 80 million, I don't even think Forest answer the phone call. But I still don't think even then they would. Because what would be the rush to sell? The logical kind of thought here for me is that if Murillo in January is worth, let's just say 80 million, you want to argue it in the comments, cool. I'm just plucking a number out. There's nothing to say that his price will decrease come the summer transfer window. It's not like it's going to be a one-off interest from a club. As I mentioned at the start of the video, there's been 6, 7, 8, 10 clubs who have shown an interest in him in the summer just gone. And now with the great start he's made to the Premier League, and hopefully that continues on into the rest of the season. As I said, this is why I did not want to sell him in the summer. When the question gets asked, gun to the head, Murillo or Morgan Gibbs-White, Murillo is the bigger profit asset for us because of how little he cost when we bought him from Corinthians. And my point here is, come next summer, his price should continue to increase. If he gets a call up to the Brazilian first team squad, which he is very close to, that's also going to add hype. That's also going to add, zeros on his valuation. So I think Forest would be silly to entertain it in January unless there was a serious disaster in the PSR. Don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but I can't see Real Madrid saying, if we don't get him in January, we're never coming in for him. I'd be like, if I'm Marinakis, I'd be like, all right, we'll speak to you in June. Because we know they're going to call back in June. Does that make sense? Do you agree with it? Or would you consider selling him in January? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, let's move on to some incoming transfer rumours. And this is Koleosho from Burnley. The young, I think he's 21-year-old winger, who actually played against Forest last year. I don't know if you guys remember when we drew 1-1 at Burnley at the start of the season. It was Montiel's debut and he absolutely cooked him. He really caught my eye. There are major links though with this player, with the likes of Wolves who tried to go for him in the summer and that got rejected, as well as the likes as Brighton, and I think Newcastle had a look at him as well. There's a lot of interest in him, but Forest are definitely keen on him, according to this report. Now, it's from Football Insider 24/7, so take it with a pinch of salt. But why are Forest going for another winger is my question. I just think we're obsessed with him right now. And do we need another winger with Sosa, Jota, Elanga, Callum Hudson-Odoi, etc. coming in? Now, as we said in the headlines at the start, it looks like Newcastle are cooling their interest slightly in Forest. It may be a tactical ploy, as they are now being linked to Leroy Sané and favour him ahead of Elanga. But this one would only make sense to me if we lost a winger. And we know the only real link for a winger leaving Forest is Elanga to Newcastle. Now, would I take him is the question. With the amount of wingers we've got, we absolutely do not need him. But I'm going to completely contradict myself here. I would 100% take him. He's already scored 2 goals in 5 games for Burnley this season. He's worth about 12 million-ish on the transfer market. I reckon Burnley would want something like 15, maybe even 20 million for him. And I'm going to contradict myself. I think he's a quality player. Have I seen him week in, week out? No, obviously I saw him a lot last season in the Burnley games he played. I haven't been up to speed with him this year, I'll be honest with you guys. But what I saw from him, you could see the potential in him. So I would take him. Where he fits in, no idea. That would be Nuno's problem. But what do you guys think of him? Would you take him at Forest or not? Let me know in the comments down below. And just as a bit of side news, poor old Jimenez. Remember him from the summer? I don't want to join Forest. Okay, I'll think about it. I'll send some reps out. Come talk to me. No, I still don't want to join. I want to stay in Holland. He's now injured. Apparently, he's picked up a hamstring injury, and the reports say he'll be out for 3 months. And he has started atrociously, apparently, in the Dutch league and has been struggling to find form. So it looks like Forest dodged a bullet there. In fact, we dodged 2 bullets because Nketiah hasn't exactly started very well for Palace either. And as I said, I didn't want either of them. I wanted Moukoko. But hey ho, it is where we are right now. So I just thought I'd give you guys the update. It's interesting though, there's been a lot of players that were heavily linked to Forest in the summer who have now picked up injuries. There was obviously now Jimenez, we've had Pedro from Brazil who's out all season. And of course, Loku, who was the left back that Forest were heavily interested in, he's out for the season. So if you're a player and you are linked to Forest, be careful on your training grounds. That's all I'd say to you guys right now. That brings you up to date with your latest Forest news. Please don't forget to go and vote for MGW on MECARREIRA. I much appreciate that, so I can make some money and you guys can help. You guys can join in even if you want to. I'll be on Loaded Mag tonight at 6:30, so tune in for that. I'm going to absolutely cook Adam after Forest got a point. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to Forest Fan TV. We'll see you guys on the next video. Come on, you Reds.